This shocking footage was captured in August 26th, 2023 in Gujarat, India, and shows a hydro crane lifting up a massive construction car at the Kandla port. The truck was almost completely lifted up onto the ship, but as you probably imagine, nothing went as perfect as it looks. As you can see, the two front slings are attached to what seems engineered lifting points using a vertical lift. The center sling is choked on a non-engineered lifting point. So not only do you lose a lot of lifting power being choked, the two from slings are now carrying very little weight. They should have had two more slings at the rear corners. Now, when you go into nature far from civilization, you should probably stay in your place and not provoke any altercation with the other beings. These tourists in India were playing with this wild elephant and provoking the animal as it started chasing them.
इसको बोलते हैं शॉर्ट। तुम्हारा साथ देना, इस चैनल में ऐसे ही वीडियो लेकर आते रहूँगा। देखो यार,
The elephant made it clear to leave him alone, but these tourists just kept bullying him. The animal was clearly not aggressive towards them as he was only defending himself. They were extremely lucky with this elephant because India is famous to have the most aggressive ones in the world. This is the moment when a tram rammed into a parked truck on a wet and cold day in Amsterdam, and everyone seemed to be going about their activities. However, danger lurks and is about to rear its head. These city workers parked their truck right on the train track, but they completely ignored the potential risks. The tram didn't have enough time to stop and smashed into the truck while one of the workers was inside. Thankfully, the collision was not strong enough to cause any major damage and only a few scratches. The shocking video was originally shared by Airplane Spotter and was shared again on social media, showing a passenger ran into the tarmac after missing his flight at LAX. The incident occurred at 6 a.m., which means there were tons of passengers in the airport. They would have seen him exit through an emergency door, which has an alarm unless you have the code or a badge. As you can see in the video embedded below, the man had long brown hair and was wearing nothing but shorts, not even shoes, which must have hampered his running. He did give the police officer a good run before eventually being tackled and then tasered before an army of police arrived on the scene. On February 3rd, 2023, this pretty common event was captured at around 11 a.m. when two trams passed through the junction at the same time. The last carriage split the switch, the back wheels went straight, while the front turned and it hit the tram on the opposite that was also coming into the junction. It's actually really common from time to time, and it's definitely snow at fault, probably pushing the points back into the other direction as the tram went through it. This video was captured in Chile in April of 2023, showing crane falling due to miscalculated load.
Murió la mesa cagando. Concha de tu madre. Se le enredó los vientos, weón.
Modern cranes have so many warning systems that it's impossible to tip a crane if the operator is operating the crane properly. Watch the right side track. It will dip first even when he isn't moving. The ground shifted under the crane here and caused a lose of load event. Interestingly enough, this is not the operator's fault. Ground conditions are always the responsibility of the customer. I can't get out of my crane and do a compaction test. I have to rely on the customer having done it. In a narrow escape, the driver of a moving van jumped out after the vehicle suddenly caught fire here on Tuesday morning. The incident occurred in the city when the driver jumped out on seeing fire starting in his vehicle. After the driver escaped, the van moved a fair distance and came to a halt after hitting an oncoming vehicle. As per the initial report, the van was running on a gas cylinder. Soon, the police and the fire force arrived and doused the flames. As per the initial report, the van was running on a gas cylinder.